About fossils for my lesson plan for EAP's final semester project. So I chose to teach a lesson for third grade, and the Indiana State Standards are determine how fossils are formed, discovered, layered over time, and used to provide evidence of the organisms and the environments in which they lived long ago. And then the second standard is construct an argument that some animals form groups that help members survive. So the learning objectives for this lesson are students will be able to define what a fossil is and to be able to explain the different types. And I have an example over to the side that shows what the students will be learning about, the different types of fossils. And students will be able to draw a fossil and write an essay that tells all about the fossil. And lastly, students will be able to understand that some fossils are found together, which will show that some animals live in groups. The research that I did is linked here, and the article that's linked is Fossils Background Information for Teachers, Parents, and Caregivers. And then I also used PowerPoint slides from our class to research as well. For the engagement part of the lesson, I will introduce this lesson to students by having them watch a short video that explains what fossils are and how they become fossils. And then as a class, we will complete a fossils foldable for notes, and we will go over what fossils are, how they are formed, and what we can learn from them. For the exploration, students will be able to choose from a variety of books from the school library, and if the school library didn't have fossil books, then I could go to a public library and get books for the kids to choose from, and they can use those as resources to research and learn more about them. And also during the foldable that we will complete as a class, there will be a whole class discussion throughout, and I will do a lot of explaining during the foldable so that students can have a thorough understanding of fossils and what we're going to be learning about. So for exploration as well, the students will show understanding of fossils and their structures. Students will complete a I can draw a fossil worksheet. And then after they have drawn their fossil, they will complete a writing assignment that explains what kind of fossil they chose, what they know about it, and the type of that fossil and how the fossil came about. For elaboration, students will complete a fossil search activity where they will pretend to be a paleontologist. So for this activity in the room, I will have flashcards with different kinds of fossils on them, and then I will pass out to students a clue card that tells them what fossil they should be looking for. So an example of a clue card would be over here. I have a picture. It would look something like that. And then once students find that card, they will present it to the class. And for my evaluation, I will have students complete a short quiz over the lesson, and this will check for understandings if the students met the lesson objectives, and that will also tell me if I met the standards. Students will also be evaluated on the essay that they write, and I will use a rubric for that. The implications on pedagogy are that it is really important to have a reasonable amount of background knowledge as a teacher on the topic that you're teaching so that you can be successful and the students can be successful in meeting the standards. Student engagement is also key for students to retain material. And lastly, creating an activity like the fossil search one, it makes it really fun for students to learn and it makes them motivated as well. And it's important as a teacher to have a plan and to stick to it so that nothing gets out of control. So really just having a very structured lesson. And for my conclusions, this lesson was unlike any other one that I have made. There were a lot of different parts in creating a lesson for science. It really needs to be more hands-on so the students can really get a good understanding of the material, and it also makes it really fun for students. And it's helpful that I have this lesson now to maybe someday use in my own classroom. And learning about the 5E instructional model was very helpful in this project, and I definitely will use it on other lesson plans. And these are my resources.